First. Gamble. Source: ChatGPT. Gambling is a word widely used to describe an activity in which people place bets, usually money or other values, on the outcome of some random event. Such random events might be horse races, dice games, poker games, sports tournaments, etc. Gambling usually involves a degree of risk, with participants potentially winning as well as losing their bets. Gambling comes in all shapes and sizes and may be legal and regulated in some places, such as casinos, racetracks, or lottery centers. But in other places, gambling may be illegal or restricted. Gambling may also have adverse effects on individuals and society, such as financial losses, addiction problems, family breakdown, etc. Although gambling is sometimes viewed as a form of entertainment, participants should approach it with caution and avoid overcommitment. Some people may be addicted to gambling and need to seek professional help to resolve their problem. Source: Wikipedia. Any gambling has different meanings in different cultural and historical contexts. Currently, in Western society, it has an economic definition, which refers to betting money or something of material value on an event with an uncertain outcome, with the main purpose of winning money or material value. Normally, the outcome cannot be determined before placing a bet, and the game starts after the bet is stopped. In some types of gambling, the outcome may be known immediately after the bet is placed, such as in craps or Russian roulette, but in other types of gambling the outcome may not be known until some time after the bet is placed, such as after a game or even the end of a football season. Gambling is also one of the major commercial activities in the world. In 2009, the legal gambling market had an output value of approximately $300 billion. However, gambling sometimes does not use actual money as the bet, but other valuable items as the bet. For example, pinball games often use marbles as the bet, and games such as Wong Psi or Magic, the Gathering use playing cards or it's the cards that are stakes, and another metagame will be formed based on the value of the cards players collect. Second. Ohtani Shohei. Source: ChatGPT. Shohei Ohtani is a well-known baseball player from Japan who has attracted widespread attention for his excellent all-around performance. He is considered a star in baseball today due to his outstanding ability in the dual roles of pitcher and outfielder. Shohei Ohtani was born in Gifu Prefecture, Japan on July 5, 1994. He showed his love and talent for baseball since he was a child. His domestic baseball career in Japan began with the Hokkaido Nippon Hams, now the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks, where he became a standout pitcher. In 2017, Shohei Ohtani decided to challenge Major League Baseball and became the first player in Japanese history to have dual roles as a pitcher and an outfielder. He joined the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim and quickly became an important member of the team. Ohtani has attracted widespread attention in the major leagues with his powerful pitching and outstanding hitting ability, and is known as the Ohtani phenomenon. However, due to injuries and other factors, Ohtani's major league career was temporarily affected. But in 2021, he returned to the top with an amazing performance and became a Major League Baseball All-Star. Shohei Ohtani not only achieved success on the sports field, but also became an idol to fans in Japan and around the world. His versatility and passion for baseball made him one of modern baseball legends. Source: Wikipedia. Ohtani Shohei, July 5, 1994, nicknamed Showtime, is a Japanese professional baseball player. He was born in Mizusawa City, Iwate Prefecture, now Osha City, and graduated from Hanamaki Higashi High School in the same prefecture. Currently playing for the Los Angeles Dodgers of the Major League Baseball, he mainly serves as a pitcher and designated hitter, i.e., pitching in the two-pitch style. In 2012, he started his professional baseball career as the first pick of the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters of the Nippon Professional Baseball Pacific League. During his time with the Hams, Ohtani served as a pitcher, outfielder, and designated hitter. In 2016, Ohtani threw a fastball of 165 km per hour, which is the current fastest ball speed record for a Japanese pitcher. Ohtani helped the Hams win the Japan Championship in 2016. After the 2017 season, Ohtani signed with the Angels of the Major League Baseball through the admission system, and won the American League Rookie of the Year in the 2018 season. In the 2021 season, Ohtani won multiple awards including the American League MVP. Became the second Japanese player to be awarded MVP after Ichiro Suzuki. He won the league MVP for the second time in 2023. At the end of the season, he announced that he would leave the Los Angeles Angels, move to the Los Angeles Dodgers, and sign a world sports record-breaking contract worth a total of $700 million. In the international arena, Ohtani also performed well. Among them, in the 2023 World Baseball Classic, Ohtani relied on his top pitching and hitting performance to help the Japanese team defeat the strong rival the United States to win the championship and win the conference MVP. Ohtani's by-strikeout of teammate Mike Trout became a classic. Personally, Ohtani announced his marriage in 2024, and his wife is former Japanese professional basketball player Tanaka Mamiko. Third. Mizuhara Ippei. Source: Wikipedia. Mizuhara Ippai, born December 31, 1984, was a Japanese interpreter. He is best known for his work as the interpreter for Major League Baseball, MLB, player Shohei Ohtani, providing Japanese translation and English translation when Ohtani attends media events and communicates with teammates. He served as an interpreter for Hideki Okajima with the Boston Red Sox and as an interpreter for the Nippon Professional Baseball, NPB, Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters for several of the team's English-speaking players. Mizuro is popular among baseball fans for his close relationship with Ohtani. He often helps Ohtani in non-interpretation situations, such as catching him in bullpen drills or playing catch with him during pre-game warm-ups. In the 2021 MLB Home Run Derby, Mizuhara served as Ohtani's catcher. On March 20, 2024, the Dodgers fired Suwon after Ohtani's representatives accused him of substantial misappropriation of Ohtani's funds to place bets at bookmakers. 4th. Mizuhara Ippai Gambling Incident 2024. Source: ChatGPT. Mizuhara played an important role in Tani Shohei's career, both as an interpreter and as a friend. However, if these accusations are indeed true, such behavior will have a huge impact on Ohtani and his career. Betting and gambling activities can have serious consequences for an athlete's image, credibility, and career, and may violate the law. For Ohtani and his representative team, firing Mizuhara Ippai may be a necessary decision to safeguard their interests and reputation. It is also a reminder to everyone involved in the sport, including representatives, coaches and support staff, that they must maintain ethical conduct and act lawfully when dealing with athletes. It is also a reminder to maintain honesty and integrity at all times and to respect the property and interests of others. This may be a tough lesson for Ippai Mizuhara, and hopefully he can learn from it and act in a more positive and responsible manner in the future. Source: Wikipedia. On March 20, 2024, Shui Yuan was fired from the team due to his involvement in a gambling scandal. According to multiple U.S. media reports, Suwon admitted his gambling addiction and realized his mistake while speaking to Dodgers players in the clubhouse after the game against the Padres, which included a class of analysts from ESPN and Fox Sports. Ben Verlander, he is a well-known Shohei Ohtani enthusiast. The controversy surrounding Suwon stems from a debt he owed to a gaming company that is being investigated by federal authorities in Southern California. According to reports, at least $4.5 million, approximately 680 million yen, was transferred from Ohtani's bank account to related personnel of the gaming company. A spokesman for Ohtani's law firm, Burke, Williams and Sorensen, confirmed that Ohtani was the victim of a grand theft and that the matter had been turned over to authorities. Although sports betting is legal in about 40 U.S. states, it remains illegal in California, where Daegu and Suwon are located. Mizuhara accompanied Ohtani to the Dodgers spring training camp in Arizona and traveled with the team to Seoul, South Korea for the Korea Series. He remained Ohtani's interpreter for the Dodgers' 2024 season opener against the Padres, then made the incident public after the opener and was fired. 5th. Gambling addiction. Source: ChatGPT. Gambling addiction is a mental illness that refers to an intense desire and uncontrollable addiction to gambling activities. This addiction can have serious consequences on an individual's life, including financial losses, family breakdown, work problems, and psychological and emotional distress. Symptoms of gambling addiction may include a strong desire to gamble and an inability to control one's impulses. Constantly thinking about gambling and unable to focus on other things. Increasing stakes are required to gain excitement. Feeling depressed, anxious, or angry after losing a gamble. Ignoring family, work, or school, and other important responsibilities to focus on gambling activities. Attempts to control or reduce gambling behavior have been unsuccessful. Gambling addiction may be caused by a variety of factors, including genetic, biological, psychosocial, and environmental factors. Treating gambling addiction often requires a comprehensive approach, including psychotherapy, medication, support groups, and family therapy. It is important for individuals with gambling addiction and their families to seek professional help and support in order to effectively cope with the disease and return to a healthy lifestyle. Source: Wikipedia. Gambling disorder, also known as gambling addiction or problem gambling, is a persistent need to gamble even though the patient is aware of the negative consequences or wishes to stop. The definition of problem gambling lies in the harm caused to the gambler or others, rather than whether the gambler's behavior will cause harm. Severe problem gambling may be diagnosed as gambling addiction or pathological gambling if it meets the definition. If it becomes pathological gambling, both society and the family will suffer. Pathological gambling is an impulse control problem that often presents with the same symptoms as other substance abuse patients. Despite this, the term gambling addiction or gambling addiction is often used only during the patient's recovery period. On the other hand, according to the definition of the American Psychiatric Association, pathological gambling is classified as an impulse control problem, while it is not an addiction. Characteristics of pathological gambling. 1. Need to continuously increase the stimulation level. 2. Gambling less often or feeling restless when not gambling. 3. Repeated attempts to control, reduce, or quit gambling fail. 4. The mind is often filled with thoughts of gambling. 5. After losing money, I really want to gamble back. 6. Lying about gambling. 6th. Lottery. Source: ChatGPT. A lottery, sometimes called a lottery, is a form of gaming in which participants usually participate by purchasing lottery tickets. These lotteries usually contain a set of numbers or symbols, and the winner is determined based on some sort of random drawing or outcome. There are different types and rules of lottery. The most common ones include lotto, scratch tickets, number games, etc. Some lottery games are regulated and overseen by government agencies or state lotteries, while others may be offered by private companies or institutions. Participants typically purchase lottery tickets and then wait for the results of a drawing to have a chance to win a bonus or other prize if their ticket matches the results. The purpose of lottery games is usually entertainment, but for some, it can also become a form of gambling. It is important to note that participating in lottery games should be done with caution and not as a reliable way to gain wealth. Lottery tickets should be purchased within financial means and with a clear understanding of the possible outcomes. If someone has an addiction or problem with lottery or other forms of gambling, they should seek professional help and support. Source: Wikipedia. Lottery tickets, also known as lottery tickets, refer to vouchers used in gambling that are printed with numbers, graphics, or text for people to fill in, choose, buy and obtain the right to win according to specific rules. The British Encyclopaedia Britannica explains it as distributing prizes or bonuses among a certain range of people by chance by drawing lots. There are more than 110 countries in the world today issuing lotteries. According to characteristics, they mainly include traditional lotteries, for example, patriotic lottery tickets, instant lotteries, for example, scratch tickets, lotto-type lotteries, for example, Big Lotto, digital lotteries type lottery, for example, Samsung Lottery, and transparent lottery, for example, sports lottery. The first two are passive types, and the latter three are active types. There are currently two types of lotteries in the world organized by government authorities or institutions. 7th. Public welfare. Source: ChatGPT. Lottery is considered a public welfare activity in some cases, depending on how the lottery is used and the use of lottery proceeds. Here are some of the ways lotteries may be charitable. Social welfare. Lottery proceeds may be used to support social welfare projects, such as education, health care, services for the elderly, culture and arts, etc. In some countries, lottery proceeds are used to fund public projects that improve social well-being. Charity. Lottery proceeds may be donated to charitable organizations or causes to support charitable purposes such as poverty relief, environmental protection, disaster relief, etc. These lotteries are often considered charitable because their proceeds go directly to support social causes. Sports funding. In some cases, lottery proceeds may be used to support sports projects or sports organizations, such as funding youth sports activities, building sports facilities, supporting athlete training, etc. These grants often help promote healthy lifestyles and community involvement. Cultural preservation. Lottery proceeds may be used to protect and promote cultural heritage, cultural events, and cultural arts. This includes supporting cultural institutions such as museums, art galleries, and performing arts centers, as well as funding cultural events and festivals. In general, a lottery may have a public welfare nature when its proceeds are used to support public welfare purposes such as social welfare, charity, sports, and culture. However, this also requires transparency and effective management to ensure that proceeds are used in a legal, transparent, and efficient manner. Source: Baidu Encyclopedia. Public welfare projects refer to those projects that are non-profit and have social benefits. Public welfare projects are investment projects that aim to achieve social effects and have the characteristics of generally large scale, large investment, wide range of benefits, long service life, and far-reaching influence. At present, there are two interpretations of public welfare projects, which are divided into broad sense and narrow sense. Public welfare projects in a broad sense refer to projects implemented for the benefit of the general public or certain population groups in society, including agriculture, environmental protection, water conservancy, education, transportation, and other projects initiated and implemented by government departments, as well as projects initiated and implemented by civil organizations. Poverty alleviation, women and children development and other projects. Public welfare projects in the narrow sense are initiated by non-governmental organizations, which use non-governmental resources to seek benefits for certain groups and create social effects. 8th. Pachinko. Source: Wikipedia. Pachinko is a game machine with entertainment and gambling components. It is very common in Japan. It is called pachinko in Taiwan, pachinko in mainland China, and pachinko in Cantonese. Pachinko was originally a purely mechanical operation, but modern pachinko incorporates elements of a slot machine. Pachinko shops are located all over Japan. Because of its illegal gambling component, pachinko is often associated with organized crime. In mainland China, since gambling is not allowed in name except for a few special zones, after its introduction, it mainly evolved into a children's-style pachinko played only for children. The player inserts a coin of 1 yuan, and the machine will come out with 5 glass beads, which can be adjusted by oneself. Put the glass beads, 1 to 10 can be placed at a time, into the bead slot, and the multiple lights, 2, 3, 4, 5 and the 12 channel lights on the bottom of the nail board will start to shine. At this time, press the start button, the machine will randomly determine the multiple and channel lights, pull the right lever, and pop up the large plastic cue ball in the glass panel. Enter the nail board after the passage. If you finally pass the passage with the red light on, you can get the corresponding multiple of glass beads. The glass beads obtained by winning can be reused. Japanese pachinko shop. The pachinko operation in Taiwan is roughly the same as that in Japan. However, the Taiwan machine does not have a specialized agency, Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare, verification like Japan. The original 3-toothed pinball ejector is changed to 4-toothed, so the number of steel balls used per minute is 33% more than in Japan. In addition, most businesses will change the original Japanese program to reduce the chance of winning. Therefore, in Taiwan, pachinko has low expectations and has become a very entertaining activity, which is not as meaningful as gambling in Japan. In Taiwan, those that are manually launched with a spring device are called pinball machines, while those that are mechanically launched are called pachinko. There are also little Mary machines that use steel balls instead of coins. The slot tiger placed in the pachinko playground is called pachinko. 9th. 3-store method. Source, ChatGPT. The 3-store method refers to a type of gambling, usually associated with pachinko or other similar gaming machines. This method may be more common in some areas, especially in some countries and regions in Asia. In the 3-store approach, there are usually 3 locations participating: Store A, Store B, and Store C. These 3 stores may be located on the same street or in a nearby area. Game players usually buy pachinko or other types of game console coins at Store A or Store B, and then play the game at Store C. Such arrangements are sometimes made to circumvent local legal restrictions or regulations, as each location may have different legal restrictions or regulatory conditions. This approach can be controversial as it may involve illegal gambling or violate local gambling laws. Additionally, this approach can also pose risks to players, as a lack of oversight and safeguards could leave them vulnerable to scams or other inappropriate behavior. Therefore, governments and authorities usually work hard to crack down on this illegal gambling activity to protect the public interest and prevent criminal acts from occurring. Data source, Internet. The so-called 3-store method refers to the business method of Japanese pachinko stores to avoid gambling. After customers hit the small steel balls at the pachinko store, they can take the small steel balls they earn to the second store to exchange for prizes, and then take them. The prizes are used to purchase the third store in exchange for cash. In fact, these 3 stores are all owned by the same company. 10th. Mototaka Ikawa. Source, Free Times. Following the long-term accounting scandal that erupted at the Japanese camera manufacturer Olympus, the former president of Japan's third-largest paper manufacturer Daiyo Paper Igawa Yukako was arrested on the 22nd. The Special Investigation Department of the Tokyo District Prosecutor's Office illegally raised more than 10.6 billion yen, approximately NT $4.17 billion, from multiple subsidiaries of the group and squandered the huge sum of money on casinos, causing the group to arrested for aggravated breach of trust for a loss of at least 3.2 billion yen, approximately NT $1.26 billion. Before his arrest, Ikawa issued an apology letter through his lawyer, admitting that he had received a total of more than 10.6 billion yuan in financing from related companies, and almost all of the money was used for personal purposes. I used the money to gamble, I'm sorry. Ikawa explained that he suffered serious losses in investing in stock and foreign exchange futures, and after enjoying the benefits of winning money at the casino, he began to illegally raise funds from subsidiaries. Even in March this year, he was reprimanded by his father, Takao Ikawa, who was also the chairman of Daiyo Paper in the past. It's hard to get out of it. Daiyo Paper's internal investigation revealed that the 47-year-old Ikawa, the grandson of Daiyo Paper's founder, requested a total of 10.68 billion yen in illegal financing from 7 subsidiaries from May last year to September this year, and this huge amount of money was transferred to multiple bank accounts in 26 times, and so far only 2.1 billion yen have been repaid in cash. In addition, Igawa also raised 530 million yen from a company that has a franchise partnership with Daiyo Paper. Daiyo Paper is a famous Japanese facial tissue and toilet paper manufacturer, founded by Ikawa Isuke's grandfather. Igawa Idaka, who was born with a silver spoon in his mouth, lived a privileged life since childhood. After graduating from the law department of the University of Tokyo, he entered the family business and became the president at the age of 42. According to Japanese media reports, Ikawa was a gambler. He loved playing mahjong and betting on horse racing in high school. For 20 years, he had been using Deo paper as his personal cash machine. The unmarried Egawa was also criticized for having complicated relationships with women. In addition to taking different female companions to the casino every time to gamble, gossip magazines also claimed that he had supported many well-known actresses such as Fujiwara Norika and Hoshino Aki. It is said that Fujiwara the maintenance fee is as high as more than 1 billion yen, approximately NT $400 million, and she can directly give her a credit card for shopping. Deo Paper is the second major Japanese company to be investigated by prosecutors after the Olympus accounting scandal. Okawa himself resigned as president in September due to the scandal. His father, Takao Okawa, Deo Paper's top advisor, and his brother, Takahiro Okawa, who was a director, were also fired by Deo Paper. Deo Paper's stock price skyrocketed after the news of Okawa's arrest. The closing price on the 22nd increased by 36 yen from the previous day, an increase of 7.6%. Dewang Paper also issued a statement afterwards to apologize to shareholders and vowed to reorganize to avoid a similar situation from happening again. 11th. Melting, The Confessions of Mototaka Okawa, former chairman of Dewang Paper. Source, Vegetables in Ziyukou Musai Salon. The works of Egawa Ataka, The Confessions of Former President of Melt Deo Paper Co., Ltd. Egawa Ataka, Melt, Again, and then also Lose the Company, Fantasy Winter Society, is a long-selling book in Japan. He is the third generation of a well-known Japanese paper-making company entrepreneur. As a result, he went to Singapore and gambled heavily in Macau casinos. He once did not eat or drink for 72 hours and was addicted to it. Okawa was born in 1964 during Japan's economic growth period. He went to the prestigious Kamaba Junior High School and high school affiliated with the University of Tsukuba. 70% of graduates here went to Tokyo University. He was admitted to the Faculty of Law of Tokyo University. He joined Dewang Papermaking in 1987 and has gone through a lot of learning and experience since then. In 2007, 2 years after he became the fifth-generation president at the age of 42, he went to overseas casinos to gamble on weekends, and his gambling became bigger and bigger. In the end, when he ran out of money, he poached money from related companies and took a total of 10.68 billion yen. He was arrested by the Tokyo District Prosecutor's Special Investigation Department and shocked the society. Although he returned the huge sum of money, he was still sentenced to 4 years in prison and was released on parole in 2016. Prison. Currently, he talks about industrial structure analysis and politics on YT, and he also provides advice to novice operators. Egawa Yukio also co-authored the book Todai Prison Office, From Tokyo University to Prison, with Hori Takafumi. 12th. Alcohol dependence. Source, ChatGPT. Alcohol dependence is an intense craving and uncontrollable need for alcohol, which can lead to alcohol abuse and addiction. It is a chronic disease that can have serious consequences on physical and mental health. Alcohol dependence may present with some of the following characteristics. Alcohol craving, a strong, uncontrollable desire for alcohol. Uncontrolled drinking, inability to control how much you drink and to stop or reduce your drinking. Increased tolerance, more alcohol is required to achieve the same effect, possibly leading to increased drinking. Withdrawal symptoms, when you stop drinking, you may experience withdrawal symptoms such as anxiety, tremors, panic, insomnia, etc. Drinking affects daily life. Alcohol dependence can cause problems at work, family, and social life, interfering with daily functioning and responsibilities. Treating alcohol dependence often requires a comprehensive approach, including psychotherapy, medication, alcohol treatment programs, and recovery support groups. Early intervention and treatment can help reduce damage and improve quality of life. If you or someone you know has an alcohol problem, it is recommended to seek professional help and support. Source, Wikipedia. Alcohol dependence was previously considered a psychiatric disorder according to the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, 4th edition, DSM-4, and ICD-10, International Classification of Diseases, Injuries, and Causes of Death, 10th edition. Diagnosis. By 2013, the condition was reclassified as an alcohol use disorder in the 5th edition of the DSM, with alcohol dependence and alcohol inappropriate use being combined into this diagnosis. 13th. Wine spiritus. Source, ChatGPT. Spiritus is a highly concentrated alcoholic beverage from Poland that is a very strong spirit. The alcohol content of spiritus is typically between 95% and 96%, making it one of the most alcoholic drinks in the world. Spiritus is often used in cocktails or in recipes requiring highly concentrated alcohol, but due to its extremely high alcohol content it should be used with caution. Because spiritus is so strong, excessive consumption may cause serious health hazards, including alcohol poisoning and other health problems. Spiritus may be used as a cleaner or disinfectant in some countries, but this should be done under strict safety guidelines and ensuring it is not accidentally ingested or mixed with other chemicals. Overall, Spiritus is a strong alcoholic beverage and should be used with caution and avoid excessive consumption. Source: Buying Wine Network. Polish Water of Life Vodka Spiritus Rectificowany rectified spirit vodka. Vodka originates from Poland and is called Water of Life by Westerners. It is the alcohol with the highest alcohol content known in the world. After repeated distillation for more than 70 times, it has reached an alcohol content of 96%. It can be called the highest purity spirit in the world. The main raw materials are cereals and potatoes. 14th. Aji Holdings Corporation. Source: ChatGPT. Aji Holdings Corporation is a Japanese paper and packaging materials manufacturing company founded in 1873 and headquartered in Tokyo, Japan. The company is one of Japan's largest paper producers and one of the world's leading suppliers of paper and packaging materials. Dawang Paper's business scope includes the production of various types of paper, such as document paper, packaging paper, cardboard, special purpose paper, etc., as well as related packaging materials, such as cartons, paper bags, packaging films, etc. The company also offers paper recycling and environmentally friendly products, as well as related services such as printing and design. In addition to Japan, Deo Paper also has production bases and operations around the world. The company is committed to promoting innovation and sustainable development, constantly improving its products and processes to meet customer needs, while focusing on environmental protection and social responsibility. Overall, Deo Paper holds an important position in the paper and packaging materials industry and is committed to providing high-quality products and services. Source: Wikipedia. Deo Paper Corporation, English, Deo Paper Corporation, is a large listed paper company headquartered in Ehime Prefecture, Japan, and belongs to the Sanwa Zaibatsu system. During the Second World War in 1942, 14 companies including Shikoku Paper were merged. In the early days, they mainly focused on Japanese paper products, and after the war, they began to manufacture foreign paper. In 1956, the Tongshanchuan factory was purchased and expanded, and the stock was listed the following year. In 1962, a bounced check of 160 million yen shocked society and the stock was delisted. Later, it requested political intervention to apply the corporate rehabilitation law, went bankrupt and reorganized and started again. In the 1970s, the success of the household paper and toilet paper business of the Air brand was gradually on track. It was listed again in 1982 and became a giant conglomerate as Japan's economy took off. A large paper factory complex in Akita City was built in 1989, but the Japanese bubble burst and the plan was abandoned in 1995. In 2001, it entered the small power generation business and began selling electricity to the grid. In 2007, it bought the Japanese Atento brand from the international company P&G, established a Southeast Asian factory in 2011, and then acquired the paper business unit of Nishinbo Holdings Company. In 2011, the incident broke out that Chairman Egawa Yuko embezzled 10.6 billion yuan in company funds, most of which was used for gambling. In 2012, he was sentenced to 4 years in prison. Now we have subsidiary factories in Oregon, USA, Seoul, South Korea, and Nantong, China. 15th. Mahjong. Source: ChatGPT. Mahjong is a traditional table game originating from China, usually played by 4 players. It is a game that requires strategy, skill, and luck and has become one of the most popular forms of entertainment in Asia and other regions. The Mahjong game uses a special deck of Mahjong tiles, usually composed of 144 tiles, including strips, tubes, 10,000 tiles, character tiles, east, south, west, north, middle, pair, white, etc. Players combine cards into certain forms according to specific rules and combinations to win the game. In the game, each player will receive a certain number of cards, and then perform operations such as playing cards, eating cards, touching cards, and leveraging cards based on his or her hand and the situation of the game in order to form a specific combination that conforms to the rules, such as straight, carved, Kong, etc. When a specific combination is achieved and there are no extra cards in hand, a tie can be declared and the game is won. Mahjong has many different ways of playing and rule variations, depending on the region and culture. Some common Mahjong games include China's National Standard Mahjong, Japan's Nippon Mahjong, Taiwan's Taiwan Mahjong, etc. Different ways of playing may have different rules, combinations, and scoring methods. Overall, Mahjong is a highly entertaining and challenging table game that has become part of the culture and traditions of many regions and is one of people's favorite activities in families, social gatherings, and leisure time. Source: Wikipedia. Mahjong, also known as Mahjong, is a chess and card game originating from China. The game is usually played by 4 people. The rules of Mahjong, especially how the number of tables or scores are calculated, vary greatly from place to place, but the basic goal is to create certain combinations of cards through a series of substitution and trade-off rules, and to prevent opponents from achieving the same goal. Mahjong has various combinations. In addition to some elements of luck, it also focuses on skills and the use of strategies between drawing and discarding tiles. Compared with poker, Mahjong not only requires more memory skills and complex probability calculations, but also requires guessing the possible card types in the hands of the other three players to have a chance to win the game. Mahjong is popular in East and Southeast Asia, especially in the cultural circles with Chinese characters. In addition to being an entertainment game to kill time, Mahjong can also allow players to connect emotionally. Mahjong tiles vary from place to place, generally including at least 2 categories and 34 types of tiles. The first category is ordinal cards, which are divided into 3 categories, Zongzi/Panzi, Suozi/Taizi, and Wanzi. Each category has 4 cards each with ordinal numbers from 1 to 9, a total of 108 cards in the 3 categories. The second category is character cards, including 4 types of wind cards/4 happiness cards of east, south, west, and north, and 3 types of arrow cards/3 yuan cards of zhong, fa, and white, each with 4 cards, a total of 28 pictures in 7 styles. Therefore, the Mahjong used in the game has 136 basic tiles. In addition, Southeast Asian countries will add additional wild cards, one of which is a wild card each of tube, strip, 10,000, and Zipei. Hong Kong, Guangdong, Fujian, Taiwan, Nanchang, Beijing, and other places will add Chinese. There are 8 flower cards that symbolize spring, summer, autumn, winter, plum, orchid, chrysanthemum, and bamboo. Ancient Mahjong was made of bone, bamboo, or ivory, while modern Mahjong is mostly made of acrylic or plastic. In addition to the cards, a Mahjong set also has dice and other props. For example, Japanese Mahjong has point sticks. Most Mahjong games have a plastic prop called a banker or a wind trap, which is used to identify the dealer and display the wind trap. 16th. Good luck for newbies. Source: ChatGPT. Newbies' luck phenomenon refers to the situation where novices or beginners often perform better than expected in certain activities or games. This phenomenon may manifest itself as newbies experiencing unexpected success or luck when they start participating in an activity, or even performing better than more experienced people. There may be several reasons for this phenomenon. Expectancy effect. Because people have low expectations for novices, when novices perform well, they will leave a deeper impression. Unconscious technique application. Newbies may apply certain techniques or strategies without realizing it, which may bring them good luck. Relaxed and natural. Since newbies usually don't have a lot of expectations and pressure, they are likely to engage in activities more relaxed and naturally, which helps their performance. Beginner's luck. Sometimes, pure luck can lead to unexpected success for newbies. Although the phenomenon of novice good luck may be impressive at first, often over time as experience increases, this good fortune may dissipate and true skill and ability will become the impact main factor in performance. Source: Shepherd Boys Fantasy Journey. When you play poker for the first time, you will always win. This is called good luck for newbies and all their wishes come true. Every pursuit will have good luck at the beginning, because there is a powerful force that wants you to fulfill your destiny, and it will give you a taste of the sweetness first. Everyone has their own destiny, but not everyone knows how to take it. This road of life is always winding and twists and turns, testing our perseverance and patience. Only by gritting our teeth and holding on until the end can we succeed. Achieve dreams. And the person who can smile successfully in the end must have passed the most severe test. 17th. Dopamine. Source: ChatGPT. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter and one of the important chemicals in the brain, playing an important role in regulating mood, motivation, and pleasure. It is mainly synthesized by dopaminergic neurons in the brain and transmits information between neurons. Dopamine has multiple functions in the body, including regulates emotions. Dopamine is involved in regulating emotions, especially those related to feelings of pleasure and joy. It enhances positive emotions and plays a role in pleasure and reward processes. Regulates motivation. Dopamine helps regulate motivation and goal-directed behavior. It can increase motivation for specific behaviors or activities and lead people to pursue rewards and goals. Controlling movement. Dopamine is also involved in controlling motor functions, especially those related to volitional movement and motivated behavior. Regulates attention. Dopamine affects attention and focus, helping to stay alert and focused. Abnormal levels of dopamine are associated with many neuropsychiatric disorders, including Parkinson's disease, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, schizophrenia, and others. In addition, the dopamine system is also related to addictive behaviors, such as drug and gambling addiction, because dopamine is related to rewards and pleasure and may play an important role in addictive behaviors. Source: Wikipedia. Dopamine, extracted from 3,4-dihydroxyphenethylamine, or 2,3,4-dihydroxyphenyl, ethylamine, referred to as DE, is an important neurotransmitter. Dopamine belongs to catecholamines and phenethylamine derivatives, accounting for 80% of the catecholamines in the brain. The human brain and kidneys can synthesize dopamine by removing the carboxyl group of the precursor L-dopa. Plants and most animals can also synthesize dopamine. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter, a substance released by neurons to send signals to other nerve cells. There are several different dopamine pathways in the brain, one of which plays an important role in the reward system. Most rewards increase dopamine concentrations in the brain, and many addictive drugs also increase dopamine secretion or prevent its reuptake. Other dopamine pathways are used in the motor system and control the secretion of various hormones. Dopamine is generally believed to be a substance that produces pleasure, but current pharmacological research suggests that dopamine is actually a substance that records the salience of triggers. In other words, dopamine expresses the desire or aversion to a certain outcome, and then drives the person to achieve it or avoid it. Dopamine acts as a local paracrine chemical messenger outside the central nervous system. In blood vessels, it inhibits norepinephrine secretion and causes vasodilation. At normal concentrations, in kidneys, it increases sodium excretion and urine output. In pancreas, it reduces insulin production. In the digestive system, it reduces gastrointestinal motility and protects the gastrointestinal wall. In the immune system, it reduces the activity of lymphocytes. Except for blood vessels, these dopamines are synthesized locally and act locally. Dysfunction of the dopamine system is associated with a variety of important neurological diseases, some of which are treated by altering dopamine action. Parkinson's disease, which causes body tremors and movement disorders, is caused by a deficiency of dopamine-secreting neurons in the substantia nigra area of the midbrain. L-dopa, the most widely used therapeutic drug for Parkinson's disease, is the metabolic precursor of dopamine. Is converted into dopamine. There is evidence that schizophrenia involves changes in dopamine activity, so most commonly used antipsychotic drugs are dopamine antagonists and have the effect of reducing dopamine activity. Some of the most effective antiemetics are dopamine antagonists. Restless leg syndrome and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, are both associated with reduced dopamine activity. High doses of dopamine can be addictive, but lower doses can be used to treat ADHD. Dopamine itself is an intravenously administered drug that can treat severe heart failure or cardiogenic shock, as well as hypotension and septic shock in newborn babies. 18th. Macau gambling. Source: ChatGPT. Macau is one of the world's most famous gambling destinations, and its casino industry is one of the region's main economic pillars. Macau's casino industry enjoys a high reputation in the world, attracting tourists from all over the world to visit and have fun. Here is some important information about gambling in Macau. History of the casino industry. Macau's casino industry has a long history, dating back to the 19th century. In 1962, the Macau government legalized gambling and granted local entrepreneurs a franchise to operate casinos. Since then, Macau's casino industry has gradually developed into one of the world's largest gambling markets. Types of casinos. Macau's casino industry includes traditional casinos, racetracks, and casino hotels. Macau's casinos are famous for their luxury and magnificence, attracting a large number of tourists to visit and have fun. Casino economy. Macau's casino industry is one of the region's main economic pillars and has made an important contribution to local economic development and job creation. Macau's casino industry has also attracted a large amount of foreign investment and has become one of the region's international representatives. Casino control. The casino industry in Macau is strictly regulated and managed by the government. The government manages the operations of casinos by formulating laws and regulations to ensure the legality and fairness of casino activities. Overall, Macau's gambling industry is an important feature of the region, attracting a large number of tourists to visit and experience it. It is not only an important economic pillar of the local area, but also an internationally renowned tourist destination. Source: Wikipedia. Macau's gaming industry is one of the traditional and important pillars of Macau's economy. After the handover in 1999, Macau was the only area within the territory of the People's Republic of China that allowed the legal operation of casinos. According to the provisions of the gambling law, management is carried out in the form of franchises. Since the gaming industry plays a vital role in social development and progress, the government is also using the social responsibility of gaming taxation to promote the balance of various industries and make Macau as a whole to maintain stability. 19th. Junket operator. Source: Wikipedia. Bate-fica, Portuguese, bate-fica, is a casino tactic used to attract customers. Because the role of the jackpot is to take some customers to a certain casino or gambling hall to gamble, the casino will pay commissions to the jackpot people. Casinos use the code crunching method of converting guests' cash codes into mud codes to calculate how many cash codes have been exchanged. Then commissions are distributed to people commonly known as junket operators. The more cash codes exchanged, the greater the commission. Junket operator is a unique occupation in Macau's gaming industry. Its development is inextricably linked to Macau's history and local gangs. After standardization, it is called a gaming junket operator. To this day, some junket operators are still engaged in money laundering and illegal lending. 20th. Baccarat. Source: ChatGPT. Baccarat is a popular gambling game that is usually played in casinos and can also be found in some online casinos. This game originated in France and has since become very popular in casinos around the world. The object of the game of Baccarat is to predict one of three possible outcomes by placing bets: a banker win, a player win, or a tie, i.e. a tie between the two. Players do not need to actually participate in the dealing of the cards, but can bet on either the banker, player, or tie. A standard deck of 6 playing cards is used in the game, and the dealing is usually managed by a dealer called Baccarat. At the beginning of each game round, the banker and player each receive 2 cards. According to specific rules, if the total number of the players or banker's first 2 cards reaches 8 or 9, that side automatically wins and no third card is dealt. If the total is below 8, an additional card may be dealt according to specific rules. Baccarat is a game of pure luck and therefore does not require any special skills or strategies. Players simply place their bets and wait for the results. Nonetheless, some players may base their betting strategies on history and trends, but this does not guarantee a win. Source: Wikipedia. Baccarat, Italian, baccarat or baccarat, is a poker game and one of the common gambling games in casinos. Baccarat originated in Italy, was introduced to France in the 15th century, and became popular in Britain and France in the 19th century. To this day, baccarat is one of the most popular games in casinos around the world. Among the casinos in Macau, the number of baccarat tables is the largest among casinos in the world, and the amount of bets and profits are also the highest among Macau casinos. Conclusion: it is impossible to always be a novice who has good luck, but we should stay away from gambling and cherish the present moment.